Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Tianon and today I've decided to film a very spontaneous video, and that is to go out and buy myself a copy of As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson and to try and read it in one day. Now, I don't actually know how successful this video is going to be. I'm hoping I can manage it, but if you cannot tell, I'm at my mum's house currently. Tom is away for the weekend, he's going to see one of his friends, and so I decided to come back home and spend time with my family. Saying that though, there are two Waterstones close by to where my mum lives, and she has said that today she will take me to the one in Wrexham, so I cannot wait. I'm so excited, and that's what kind of spurred on this idea of filming this video. So if you don't know, As Good as Dead is the third and final book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy by Holly Jackson. This is one of my favourite trilogies, guys. It's so good. It's how I met one of my booktube besties, Karis from Karis's Corner. We'd both read the first book and loved it, and then Karis reached out to me asking if I wanted to buddy read the second book with her, which I did, and we just had the best time theorising, sharing our thoughts, and then being able to talk about it afterwards as well, and it just brought us closer together, and I'm so thankful for it for that. So if you don't know, this is a YA murder mystery series where we follow our main character Pip, and in the first book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, she takes up an old case as her college project, I believe, and as soon as she starts researching into the case, she soon realises that there were a lot of different elements that the police didn't look at, and that the person who was convicted of the murder that occurred might actually be innocent after all. This series is also told through mixed media, which I love. You see Pip's notes and what's going through her head at the time that she's interviewing people, or if she's sitting down to collect her thoughts and trying to figure out what is actually happening. We also have tape recordings, which is interesting, emails, texts, all that sort of stuff, and it just makes it a lot more enjoyable and interesting, and it just completely sucks you in from the first page. Karis and I have also recommended this book to a lot of people on our live shows, and a lot of people have read it and loved it. Again, it's what mainly brought Rachel from Rachel Karis and I together as friends as well. She was in the chat of one of our lives and she wasn't sure which book to read next, and Karis and I suggested A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because, again, both loved it. It's a fast-paced read, which means it's easy to fly through basically, and she read it and absolutely loved it, and ever since then we've been the closest friends, so I definitely have a lot of thanks to give for the first book. Before I move on any further in this video though, I do want to take a second to tell you guys about Zinf. So Zinf is actually a glasses company, and they reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked if I would be interested in receiving and reviewing some glasses from them. And if you guys don't know, I wear glasses constantly. If I don't wear my glasses, I'm wearing contacts, and about a month ago now my prescription was drastically changed. My eyesight has gotten really bad, and the glasses that I got from Specsavers are the same ones as my previous ones, but for some reason they just don't fit my face properly. They hurt behind my ears and I feel like they're always wobbling around, so I have just stopped wearing them for now, which means that when Zinf reached out to me, it was just the perfect timing and I could not say no. I am just going to quickly say here that this is an ad. These glasses were sent to me for free by the company to review on my channel, but I do want to specify that I do not receive any money from this company in any way, shape or form. So I hope that's good with you guys. I really wanted to show you these glasses because I think they are such good value for money. They're so affordable and they're really comfortable as well. So the first ones I'm going to mention are actually the ones that are on my face now. These are called the Aphrodite glasses, and they are just all clear glasses with a bit of gold on them as well. I don't know how well you can see. I might take them off and give you a close-up. There you go. So please excuse my shaky hands, but you can probably see the gold just on this bit here. And then this is what the actual frame looks like. These are definitely my favorite pair of glasses that I now own. I just think they look so nice on my face. They sit really well. They don't hurt at all here. They do stick out a tiny bit as well, which I do kind of like. I don't like when my glasses completely wrap around my ears because that's when they start to hurt. These don't. They do stick out a little bit at the back, and I'm just really chuffed with these ones, to be honest with you guys. Next up, I will show you my second pair, and I will actually show you how they arrive. So this is the box that they arrive in, and then what we have here is a little tab to pull out the glasses. So this is how they arrive. They are wrapped up very nicely in the cloth, and I'm just going to pull these ones out and show you guys. So this is the other one that I decided to go for. It's called Dionysus, which I love, and I don't know how well you can tell, but the frame at the top is red and then it slowly goes into a clear frame as well. And then we do have a little bit of gold detailing here as well, and again the purple frame. Right, so I've just popped these ones on my face and this is what they look like. Again, I really do like these ones. I think they suit my face very well, and I did decide to go for a different colour as well. Normally I do go for black or very dark blue glasses, and I decided, do you know what, I'm going to push the boat out a bit. I'm going to get some clear glasses, and I'm also going to get some red purpley glasses as well, and I just think they look really nice. I'm I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the fact that both of these glasses were also named after Greek gods definitely gives them a boost in my opinion. I loved that when I saw them on the site. But I am just gonna switch these ones out and wear the clear ones, I think. I'm definitely feeling that vibe today. There we are. So once again, I do just want to say a massive thank you to Zint for reaching out to me and for sending me these glasses. I've worn these clear ones since I received them basically. Like I keep saying, they're so comfortable, they're very lightweight, and I just love the feel and the look of them. And what more could you want in a pair of glasses, guys? The prices on this website are also very, very reasonable, and I will 100% be ordering more glasses from this company if I ever want some in the future. I will leave the links to both these pairs of glasses down below for you guys, so if you do want to check them out, you are more than welcome to. It will take you through to the Zimpf website, and if you make a purchase through that link, it will let them know that you came from my channel. So it's such an amazing way to support me if you would like some glasses for yourself, and if you enjoy my content as well. You definitely don't have to, and I do just want to say again that I don't get any money from this collaboration. All I've done is receive the glasses and told you guys about them because I genuinely do love them. So if you click through that link, I don't get any financial gain through that. The only thing that will happen, like I said, is that the company will be aware that you did come from my channel, and ultimately that might help them decide if they want to carry on working with me in the future. So thank you guys for sitting through that ad if you have. It is absolutely crazy to me that I do receive ads. Obviously I'm not going to promote stuff on my channel that I'm not 100% in love with and think that you guys will love as well, but glasses are such an essential part of my life. I mean, I genuinely can't see without them, so you know, if I can get comfortable glasses that make me feel good and look good, I'm going to promote them to you guys, because I feel like it's easy enough to pay hundreds of pounds on glasses when it's really not needed, and this is just an affordable website where you can get very high quality looking glasses, and they are fashionable as well. Right, I am going to end this clip here. All that's left for me to do is to go out and buy the book. I'm really hoping they have it in. I've never actually been to the Wrexham Waterstones before, so I don't know what the shop's like. I don't know what their selection's like, so it will be very interesting and fun to go, but I honestly cannot wait to get my hands on this book, and I feel like I will start reading it in the car as well, so hopefully it's there. I will definitely bring you guys along with me, and I will of course update you once I'm back at home. Hello! I know it doesn't look like I've moved, but I do promise you that I have. I've just gotten back from shopping and I have got the book with me. So here it is in all its glory, and you might have actually seen in the clip, but this is a Waterstones exclusive edition, and it's also signed, which I didn't plan on getting a signed book at all. It was just there and all of the copies were signed anyway, so it was just a pure coincidence. But there we are. How cool is that? I honestly couldn't believe it. I don't have the other two in any special edition or anything like that. They're just the standard ones. So to have the last one be an exclusive edition and signed, I think is really cool and really fitting as well. Again, you will have seen in the B-roll that I have started this book. I'm now 103 pages in, and that is chapter 11. So I've read this much already, which doesn't look like a lot looking at it now, but I'm loving this one already, guys. It's definitely a lot darker. It does set off on a darker note. We are dealing with PTSD in this book quite heavily, and the coping mechanism that the main character uses to cope with this PTSD. I don't want to say too much, but it does involve drug abuse and insomnia as well. Not only that, there's a lot of swearing in this book just from the get-go. I don't remember the author including a lot of swear words in the first two books, but in this one it's quite common in the language of the characters. So I don't know if it's because they're starting to get older, I don't know if it's because they've been through a lot, I'm not too sure, but it is something that I did pick up on, so I thought I would mention it. So far though, nothing has really happened, but we are sort of getting to grips with the new mystery slash case that is going to happen, and honestly I feel like this is the story that's going to creep me out the most, because if you don't know, it does deal with a stalker, and stalkers terrify me. Like, you could be being watched at any point and oh, it really creeps me out completely. So I think that this is going to terrify me, but I am going to read you the back of this book, I think, because it doesn't really spoil anything for the previous books. So for this one, it says Pip Fitzamoby is haunted by her last investigation, but soon a new case finds her, and this time it's all about Pip. She has a stalker, one who keeps asking who will look for you when you're the one who disappears. Pip soon discovers a connection between her stalker and a local serial killer, but the police refuse to act. As the dangerous game plays out, it's clear that if Pip doesn't find the answers, she's as good as dead. Isn't that just a brilliant synopsis? Doesn't really tell you much, but has you hooked at the same time. Brilliant, and also doesn't spoil anything, which we love. So yeah, according to Goodreads, I'm 20-ish% of the way through this now. I think it's like 18% to be specific, but I'm having a really good time with it so far. I definitely think it's easier to fall into this book because you're familiar with the characters from previous books. I definitely wouldn't advise jumping into this one as a standalone. I feel like it is worth reading the books as they came out as a trilogy, just because you get to know the fine details, and that really does help when names are mentioned or people are referred back to and things like that. And I personally thought that I would have forgotten a lot of things by now because it's been over a year since I read the last book. But as soon as I dove in, it all came back to me. I also read Killjoy, which is the World Book Day novel. It's only about 120 pages, but it's Pippa with a group of her friends, and that was such a fun little book as well. And again, really helped you see all the different characters and their personalities because they're in a different setting and they're all just having a good time with their friends. So it was nice to see a different perspective as well. But now we're back in the main narrative. Stuff's going on that's really creepy. Pip's finding it hard to deal with everything, so she's turning to different methods to try and cope. And at this point, she's just about figuring out the fact that she does have a stalker. From now on, I think it's definitely going to pick up. I have no idea where this is going, to be honest with you guys, and I don't really want to know. I just want to be able to sit down, dive in, and see the revelations as they happen, and I feel like that's going to be the best way to tackle this book. It is currently around 2 o'clock now. I don't actually know the exact time, I can't find my phone, typical. But my plan again now is to find somewhere comfy to sit down and power through some more of this book. I do also need to take the dogs for a walk though. Me and my mum are going to take Kiwi and Kelt. We're not strong enough to take Jasper by ourselves, so he'll have to go for a walk with my stepdad later on. So we're going to take the little ones, I think, and that'll be nice actually to give me a break, get me out of the house, get me some fresh air, and I think it'll just do me a world of good, and then I can dedicate the rest of the evening to reading this book. I'm not sure when I'll next update you though. I don't want this vlog to be repetitive and me to be in the same room giving you guys the same sort of opinion, so hopefully the next clip will have a different background. It's just easier for me to plonk myself down here and film a clip quickly rather than to move my camera around and try and find a quiet spot to update. It's just easier to sit down in my room here, so sorry about that. For now though, I'm going to end this clip here and I'll update you guys once I'm a little bit further into the book and once I have more thoughts on it. guys, it is now the next morning if you couldn't tell. Last night did not go to plan at all. Tom actually came home a lot earlier than planned, and so we spontaneously decided to go and watch Jungle Cruise in the cinema, which, oh my gosh guys, I really enjoyed. I feel like it's not getting the best ratings out there by some people, but honestly, it was exactly the film I needed at exactly the right time, and I just loved it. I had such a good time there. I was laughing throughout the whole thing. It's such a funny film, but the story behind it is also really compelling, so all in all, loved that film. Really do want to go watch it again, and I am glad that we just decided to go. Just to clarify, Tom and I do have a Cineworld Unlimited card, which basically means that we pay a monthly fee and then we can get unlimited access to all the films that are available in cinema. So we do tend to go and watch quite a few films just because we love films anyway and to get our money's worth as well. Of course, if you only go and watch the one film a month, you do sort of lose money. So we do try and go as often as we can. Let me know actually if a film wrap up for the month would be something that you're interested in. I have seen a few people doing that and I am leaning towards doing that myself because I do watch a lot of films. I enjoy watching films, I enjoy reviewing them and sharing my thoughts on them and chatting to other people about them as well. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know down below. But after that, I think we came out of the cinema at around 6:30. Dinner was at 7. We had a very big roast dinner, which was lovely. My mum and my stepdad cooked it for us, and you just can't beat a good Sunday roast, you know? So we were very happy with that. And then I'd completely forgotten that Tom's car needed to go to the garage last night, so we had to leave my house, which the plan was to stay there originally, but we had to leave. It's an hour drive back to here, and then it's an extra 40 minutes to where we needed to drop off Tom's car. So 40 minutes there and then 40 minutes back. So we got in very late, and honestly, I was just way too tired to film an update for you guys, so I'm so sorry. But yeah, the day just took a complete unexpected turn. It's nice to be spontaneous sometimes though, but when your boyfriend conveniently forgets to tell you that we need to take his car to the garage, that's when I draw the line. No, I'm joking. I don't mind doing it, of course. But saying that, I'm here now. I've gotten up to page, I think 150 of this, and still same thoughts, absolutely loving it. We have reached the point now though where Pip has started to make connections between what is happening to her currently and things that have happened to other people as well involving a serial killer. So I think from now on the story is definitely going to be amped up. Pip was going to focus on a different case for her next investigation, but I think now we are focusing on this case, i.e. her stalker and the connection to a possible serial killer, which is very interesting. If you don't know, I love true crime, watch documentaries 24/7. It's just something that's always fascinated me, and so to have a serial killer element in this book is just hooking me from the get-go. I was gonna just sit down now and read some more of this, but I completely forgot once again that we need to go and get Tom's car from the garage and I need to take him because obviously he doesn't have a car. So after that, I'm gonna come back and sit down and hopefully read some more of this. We were talking as well that we might go and watch The Suicide Squad in cinema today, or it might be later on this week, we don't know. So again, we'll see what happens with my reading. This is literally the worst time I could have filmed this vlog, but I hope you do enjoy seeing some of the things that I do in my life as well, and seeing that not everything always goes to plan. So yeah, still enjoying this one. Had a hectic day yesterday, but hoping for a little bit of a chilled one today. And other than that, I will update you guys later on. Hello, it's a couple of hours later now. I've had a shower, if you could not tell. Please excuse the state of my hair. This is the only way that it actually looks presentable if it air dries. So even though I look a state now, I'm hoping it'll be worth it in a couple of hours time. Also, sorry about the lighting. I have just plunked myself downstairs and I didn't want to sit over that way where the light comes in through because honestly my house is a bit of a tip right now and I need to clean it. Onto the book though. Can you see how much I've read, guys? I've read this bit, so I've only got this little bit to go. I'm now on page 454, so I've literally done nothing except sit down and read this today. And guys, I did not expect this book to go in the way that it did. I was just kind of reading it, and about halfway actually something happened where you'd think that would be the climax for the entire novel, and I was like, we've still got like 300 pages to go. What is happening? Anyway, kept reading it obviously, and shit's just hit the fan. It's crazy. And to be fair, I feel like it was a little bit unbelievable, but then again, it's kind of not. Like, it is rational in some way or another and it does fit, but it's just brought back the first case that Pip ever worked on, and everything always seems to come back to that point. And now I literally don't know what the hell's going on. Like, something big has happened and I'm smiling, but it's just because I cannot believe what has just gone on, basically. Very intense. I think that's why I read so much, is because I just needed to know what was happening. My heart was like racing, and yeah. I just don't know how to process this. These characters now have been put in another situation where this is definitely going to test them as people, as friends, and I just don't know how this is going to wrap up. It could go one of two ways, and I'm really hoping that it goes in favor of these characters because I've grown to love these characters so much. But there's always that possibility that everything can go awry and that it won't work out for these characters, and I'm just kind of stressing. It's so good though, guys. Again, it's so much darker than the first two, even though the second one I feel like was pretty dark. The themes in this are just escalated. Like I've said, my heart is physically racing whilst reading this. It's very intense. A lot of things are happening. There's a lot of graphic descriptions, actually, graphic language, that sort of thing. Not too much, but again, in comparison to the earlier books, this definitely is a lot heavier on that. We were reminded of something that happened in the first book again in this, and it genuinely made me cry. I don't really want to say anything, but it involves an animal, and obviously this is a murder mystery novel, and you know when an animal pops up in these books, it's not the best situation for them, so that's all I'm gonna say. But reading about it again in this just set me off, because if you don't know, I have a load of animals. I have 2 dogs at my mum's house. I have my dog Kiwi and I have my cat Toots, and if anything happened to them, I honestly don't know how I'd deal with it. They are literally my rocks. And so yeah, to read about something quite upsetting in this book, it just threw me off, and I had to take a moment for myself, and I will never forgive Holly Jackson for including that in these books. Saying that though, I genuinely cannot wait to finish this book now. I've only got this much left, like I said. I think I've got around 100 pages if I'm correct. Oh, maybe even more. So there's literally almost 600 pages in this book. I don't want to spoil myself. I think the story finishes actually on page like 543 and I'm on 454, so just under 100 pages, and I think I'm gonna fly through this. I just want to finish it now, see how it all wraps up, even though I'm terrified. I'm just hoping that the ending is really satisfactory. Also, I do just want to say quickly, I know someone that I follow, I can't quite remember who, but it was on their Instagram stories. They were talking about this book. I think they just finished it, and they said that the beginning was really good and then the middle bit was really slow, and I didn't feel that. I feel like this book has been very fast paced throughout. Obviously the beginning is a little bit slower until we actually start to get into the case, into the story, what's going on, given all the details, that sort of thing. But I feel like this is such a fast-paced book. I feel like I can sit down and read 100 pages so quickly, and I physically have to stop myself sometimes, otherwise I will just carry on reading and not take any breaks, which I love doing. I love binging books, but I also do want to take my time with them as well, because if I binge them, I feel like I do lose a bit of information that is probably very necessary. So for this one, like you've seen, I did originally plan to read this in one day, but I'm glad that I didn't now, because I've spaced it out a bit, and now I feel like I remember a lot more of the details. It's affected me a lot more as well, because I've had time to sit and reflect on what's gone on, and I obviously have time to theorize what is going to happen in the next few pages as well. So yeah, the dog is here. She's got my sock in her mouth. Please ignore that. Does anyone else's dog steal their socks? She doesn't chew them or anything. She literally just likes to carry them around. So if they're in the wash basket or they've just come out of the wash, she loves to pick them up. And there she is behind me. She definitely wants attention right now. She's literally putting her paw on me. Yeah, so you know me saying that my pets are my life and my rock? This is one of them. I feel like I am rambling on about this book now, so I am gonna stop. I feel like I will definitely have a lot to say by the end of this vlog. Obviously no spoilers, of course, but like I said, this can go one of two ways, and I honestly at this point in time have no idea how it's gonna go. So I think I'm gonna look if there are some reading sprints available for me. If not, I will look up some older ones and just read along to that. And I'm actually terrified, guys. So this is the last clip you'll see of me before I finish this book, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm procrastinating reading this now, but I am gonna end this clip here, and I'll see you guys in the next one with my final thoughts. I finished the book, you guys, and oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm feeling. What more can I say, honestly? It was amazing. I feel like it wrapped up the way I wanted it to, based on the storyline and the way that this story was going. So as I said before, there was one of two ways that this could go, and luckily it went the way that I wanted it to. So that was satisfactory in some way, and I like how Holly Jackson tied everything up. Sorry, I'm just playing with the dog as well to keep her occupied. And I can't even imagine how difficult it is to wrap up a series, especially a murder mystery series. I feel like so much planning had to go into this, and you can see it throughout because this references the first book quite a lot, and things that happen there are actually really relevant to the case that's going on now as well. So you can see how Holly Jackson's planted these Easter eggs in a way that now, looking back on it, you know what they are and you know how they're relevant and you know what's actually going on and the bigger picture behind it, which is absolutely crazy. I thought the first book was a kind of standalone mystery, but it's not. It carries on over to this one. We get loads of new revelations, and it was all just a bit mind-blowing, to be honest with you. I don't know how Holly Jackson has managed it, but it all fits and it all does make sense. So yeah, this book completely blew me away, and even though the ending was sad, I feel like it was definitely the most fitting. I feel like, I'm not going to spoil it, but everything ended up as best it could, and it worked out best for every single person involved as well. That's all I'm gonna say. Really don't want to spoil it. Not gonna lie, I did get emotional, and now Kiwi's spoiling that with her squeaky snake, so excuse her. She just wants to be featured. She wants the attention. Yes, going back to it, I did get emotional. We see the characters have to come to terms with a lot of things, and there are a lot of difficult things. They're not happy either, they are quite sad, and it just wasn't nice seeing them like that, so I did get quite upset at the end. But like I said, I feel like it wrapped up in the best way possible, and all in all, I'm so happy with this book as a concluding book to a trilogy. The mystery was so well done, it was compelling, it was intense, it was complex. It definitely had my heart racing at times, because Holly Jackson is just amazing at writing tense scenes and building up the tension to a point where you were physically scared, and I definitely was. The stalker element to this was done so well. Reading about one in this just put me on edge, and I was like peeking out of my window every now and again, as you do when you read quite a scary book. So all in all, I feel like every single aspect of this book was very well done. As you've seen, I've flown through about 300 pages in one sitting today. I could not stop reading this book, and I was just completely gripped by it. And honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about this book. I have given this one 5 stars on Goodreads. I might sit on my review for a bit and see if anything pops up that I'm rethinking, but as it stands now, as I've just finished it, this is a 5-star book. I've given the first 2 books 4 stars, so I thought this was going to be another 4-star book, but honestly, I was just so invested, and again, I couldn't put the book down, which is a sign that it's a very good one. If you couldn't guess, I would highly recommend everyone read these books. They are such amazing YA mystery thrillers. They are so easy to fly through. Of course, you have the mixed media aspects, which is really helpful and interesting, and I just think that everyone will have such a good time reading these. I'm also so glad that I decided to film this vlog as well, just because I know in a couple of weeks I want to look back on my experience reading this book, and I'll see my reactions as I go on reading it, and I think it'll just be a fun thing to keep. So I'm really glad that I've decided to do this. Please do let me know if you like this vlog and if you'd like to see more of these, and if you have any book recommendations that you'd want me to read, please do mention those as well. Right, I feel like I am going to end this clip here. I think I rambled on about this book way too much, and of course I don't want to spoil anything for you, so it's probably safer for me to stop here. If any of you have read this book and you want to chat about it, please leave a comment down below or feel free to send me a DM. I love discussing books with you guys, and I just think it's really fun, so please feel free to do that if you want to. If you've made it this far into the video, please leave me some murder mystery emojis down below. You can interpret that in any way that you want to, but what emojis could be more fitting for this book if you ask me? Whilst you're down in the comments, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Speaking of more content, I have recently launched my Patreon page where I do share exclusive content with you guys, such as exclusive live reading sprints and live shows, a Patreon exclusive buddy read every month for the Elf and Ranger tiers, early access to some of my videos, and a whole lot more. So if that sounds like your type of thing and you do want to support me further, my Patreon page is linked down below, so you can definitely check it out if you want to. There is no pressure for you to do so at all. It's just if you enjoy my content and you do want to support me outside of YouTube. But that is it for today, guys. I'm just gonna sit here now and think about this amazing book. I might even look up a few reviews, to be honest with you guys, and watch some videos on it, just because I'm in that type of mood now where I want to discuss it, but I feel like none of my friends have read it yet, so I'm gonna have to find stuff by myself. Please do let me know if you do decide to pick up these books, and I will hopefully see you guys soon in my next video. Goodbye!